A helpful guiding principle for deciding your positional play based on simplicity principles is 𝗕𝗏 𝘂𝑃. What that means is reversing the normal direction in which players work out position. For most players, especially below, let's say 50 break standard, they'll say, right, I've got the blue in the middle here. I'll explain these lines in a minute. And I need to get on that red, so I want to be here. And that would be really good. I can roll the red through, roll the black through, and then I'm on the last red. And then they'll say, right, how do I get there? This is upside down, back to front, cart before the horse, wrong way round. What we want to do instead is say, what are the three natural paths of the cue ball, the three reference paths of the cue ball, to form a map in our mind of the range of possibility. Then within the range of possibility, most of the time, the simplest choice is plain obvious. So what we're going to do is start with T angle or tangent line, as they call it in American pool. That says that at 90 degrees to the path of the object ball is where the cue ball will travel if it's sliding on impact, not spinning backwards, not spinning forwards. A stun shot. In other words, if you pot the blue and play a stun shot, it's sliding when it hits the blue. It can't go backwards or forwards. There's no spin to move it backwards or forwards. Similarly, whatever angle you are on that pot, if the blue goes in this direction and you're playing a stop shot with an angle, then the white ball goes at 90 degrees to the path of the object ball, not to the path of the incoming cue ball, to the path of the object ball direction of travel. So those two balls are set at 90 degrees to that direction, giving you your tangent line, your T angle. So if you can visualize that first, maybe extend that imaginary line to a point on the cushion where it would go, and then you say, top, where does the cue ball go if I strike up here? So it's topspin, natural forward roll, no stun whatsoever. Well, I reckon it's in that direction, so that's where I think the topspin line will hit the first cushion. For uniformity, we could do that. Then screw, 𝗕𝗏 𝘂𝑃. Where does screw back hit the cushion? I reckon it's on this line, and we'll hit the cushion here. Then the brain says, okay, well, the T angle, the tangent line, it'll go down there. That doesn't really help me out. I could play that stop shot with an angle and then go a little bit lower on the cue ball to come in here. That's very missable. I could play a bit too much backspin and come in here by mistake, or go too near the pink. Or a lot of players would get down here and they would automatically say, Ronnie stuns these in, so pros play stun shots. You know, if I play stun shots, I'm like a pro. So they'll go in here and they'll say, right, I stun straw off the cushion. And then, they're in no man's land, really. They're cueing off the cushion, out of position. Let's play that again in practice. Didn't play that very well. Not that many players actually do that, but let's say they did. Let's play stun screw. Oh no, I hit it too hard. Completely lost position. So easy to get that wrong. So that knee jerk to play stun shots is one of the most popular reasons that players will never make 100 breaks. One of the most popular reasons players will never ever go from 50 or 60 to 100, because they're just playing too many stun shots. When they could say, the brain says, topspin line, where's the white going to go there? Off the cushion and out here. So that should be guaranteed position. The path with topspin is guaranteed. All you've got to do is get the speed right. Automatic position. You can't fail. So very often plotting the T, the top and the screw lines will automatically present the simplest shot for you to play to get onto the next object ball. And it will help you reduce, let's call it AST, automatic stun tendency, which a lot of players tend to do instead of, as a default, saying, look, topspin is always the simplest. What would Mark Williams do? And just drop it in with topspin if you can do. So when you're imagining that T top screw line, as a default you can say, well, if I played it top, would I get on a red? You might as well just play that, because that's guaranteed cue ball path. And that gives you the range of possibility and gets you automatic at seeing this map of possibility of each shot. So what I'm going to suggest is you do this method on your own for 30 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week, and just forget about it. And then in a frame, you'll gradually over time see your mind going, oh, I've got this blue in the middle. Oh, wow. The T angle, the topspin and the screw back line naturally present themselves to you automatically. And if they don't, you can draw on that visualization based on the practice you've done. It's all about trial and error, and no one's perfect. Let's say I was playing this blue in the middle. I think my estimate, if I played that with screw back, is that the white would hit the cushion here. Actually here. Give myself one correction allowed. Let's play that and see if I'm accurate with that one. Well, that was a little bit thick. If it had been centre pocket, it actually would have been pretty close to that. I think about 2 inches away from my estimation. So the point is, you'll never get perfect at this estimation, but the more you practice it, the more these lines will come to you automatically in a frame situation without you having to interrupt your flow by consciously plotting them all.